Most endurance athletes believe that lifting heavy weights will cause you to bulk up and gain weight. The old-school philosophy of strength training for endurance athletes used endurance tempo training where athletes performed a series of exercises up to 20 repetitions. This idea of endurance training turns out to be not ideal for endurance athletes. After all, endurance athletes already have endurance training. It is more beneficial to focus on building strength and power by utilizing a select few full-body exercises. Improving strength and power will increase your average power output throughout the race, as well as impact the kick to the finish. Not only can we improve on strength and power, these movements help reinforce hip extension that is key to a racewalker's gait. To be safe and provide maximum benefits, proper posture and form is key. When we say proper posture, we mean more than just standing up straight. Proper posture starts with our feet forward, spine and hips in a neutral position, shoulders down and back, and the head directly over our spine. Similar to race walking, when you must maintain proper posture throughout the race or workout, you must maintain proper posture throughout these exercises. It is important to understand that it's harder to maintain correct positioning throughout these exercises than it is to do them incorrectly. Your body gravitates towards incorrect positions, especially as you fatigue, thus heightening your risk of injury. Many people have unique muscular imbalances. Individualized instruction is critical to ensure that you are ready to perform the exercises and do them correctly. We cannot stress enough that you seek out a professional to help you with the strength training program introduced here to ensure that your posture and form are correct. You may shy away from paying for an experienced trainer, but this investment will really pay off. Performing exercises incorrectly may allow you to lift more weight and push through more repetitions, but you will be utilizing the wrong muscles and gaining little while risking great personal injury. Please seek assistance, as there are few expenses to racewalking training, and avoiding injuries will not only make you a better racewalker, but you will save money in the long run. These exercises assist you to develop strength and power to drive you through the race, maximize hip extension, and back up or enhance the mechanics of racewalking. By increasing your strength, power, and overall athleticism through these lifts, you will gain an extra gear and become a more successful racewalker and athlete. These exercises help propel the walker faster by increasing hip extension instead of solely relying on hip flexors to lift the leg forward. These exercises strengthen the posterior chain, including the hamstrings, glutes, trapezius, and rhomboids, essentially the entire backside. This creates balance in the muscles that push and pull the body while racewalking and reduces overall injuries. Progressing down from endurance training to 2 or 3 repetitions will build power without adding much muscular size. You won't add 20 pounds of muscle on your legs. Using heavy weights with low repetitions will increase strength and the power of a muscle while minimizing the growth, aka hypertrophy. Elite walker Rachel Seaman was able to dramatically increase her strength and power using this approach, while only minimally adding muscular weight to the effect of 3 pounds. She also significantly reduced her body fat percentage. This is similar to a fighter who competes in a weight class. He wants to gain strength and power, but must do so without adding additional size, and thus becoming disqualified from his weight class. Strength training is an important aspect of training, but don't plan your training schedule around it. Instead, you should perform your drills and stretches every day. Then plan which days you will perform your hard racewalking workouts, ideally 2 per week. Next, add your strength training on days other than those for your hard racewalking workouts. Like your strenuous racewalking days, your strength training days should not be close together. For non-full-time athletes, twice a week is sufficient. If you are a full-time athlete like Rachel and Miranda, you might add a 3rd day per week. It is imperative to learn proper technique for these movements before using weights while performing them. You cannot start off lifting a weight that you can only lift 2 times. Technique needs to be constantly monitored for errors from the beginning as well as when you add weight to the exercises. If you looked at Rachel performing these exercises, you would think that her form is great. This took a long time to master, just like her racewalking technique. Rachel started with a kettlebell instead of a barbell and heavy weight. There were flaws in her posture that impacted her form. You will not see these, but a professional trainer can. She lacked thoracic extension in her spine, and her hip capsule mobility restricted her ability to properly perform a deadlift. Had she continued without correcting these issues, she would likely have suffered a severe lumbar spine injury. It took her months of working on form and postural correction before she got to the point where she could pull a 155-pound deadlift with a body weight of only 120 pounds. So please, we can't emphasize enough. If you're going to train with power exercises, seek a professional. When lifting weights, the number of repetitions per set fall into 3 general categories. Endurance lifting, 20 repetitions, which builds endurance without bulk. Strength, 6 to 12 repetitions, which build strength, but with bulk. Power, 2 to 5 repetitions, which build power without bulk. You should start your strength training program at 20 repetitions. How quickly you progress into power repetitions will be based on your personal athleticism, ability to learn form, and whether or not you have any imbalances or postural corrections that need to be addressed first. Before moving into the power phase of 2 to 5 repetitions, it's important to first spend time building a foundational level of overall strength. This may take months depending on an individual. Like any training, tapering off prior to competition is important. This would include lowering the number of sets and reps during the week leading up to the competition.